The room was alive with clinking glasses and warm laughter, but my chest felt like it was caving in, a silent scream trapped beneath my ribs. I stood in the corner of my mother's 60th birthday party, watching my wife Lila glide through the crowd, her smile radiant as she toasted with my family. Her auburn hair caught the chandelier's glow, and her laughter rang out, effortless, like it belonged here. But something was wrong, had been wrong for weeks. The way she'd been distant, her phone always angled just out of view, her excuses piling up like unpaid bills. Tonight, though, it wasn't just a nagging doubt, it was the weight of a truth I wasn't ready to face. The banquet hall smelled of roasted lamb and roses. My mother's favorite, she stood at the head of the room, her silver hair gleaming, her voice steady as she raised her glass. 260. Years of love, mistakes, and starting over, she said, her eyes twinkling with the kind of wisdom that comes from surviving life's sharp edges. Everyone cheered, but Leela's smile faltered for a split second. I saw it, or maybe I imagined it. My hand tightened around my whiskey glass, the ice clinking like a warning. Lila and I had been married for 8 years, built a life on promises whispered in the dark, promises of trust, of forever. But lately, those promises felt like ghosts. She'd been working late, or so she said, her graphic design job suddenly demanding nights and weekends. I'd believed her because I wanted to, because doubting her meant doubting everything. But the signs were there, the way she'd flinch when I touched her phone, the vague answers about her day, the new perfume I didn't recognize. Jake, you okay? My brother, Tom, clapped a hand on my shoulder, his brow furrowed. He'd always been the one to notice when I was unraveling. Yeah, I lied, forcing a grin, just taking it all in. He didn't buy it, but he nodded, his eyes flicking to Lila, who was now laughing with my cousin by the dessert table. She seems happy tonight, he said, his tone careful, like he was stepping around broken glass. I swallowed hard, my gaze locked on her. She did seem happy too, happy, maybe, the kind of happy that felt like a performance. I excused myself and slipped outside, the cool night air biting at my skin. The stars were sharp above the venue, a sprawling estate my mom had chosen for its old world charm. I pulled out my phone, my thumb hovering over Leela's last text. Running late, client meeting. Don't wait up, sent 3 nights ago. I'd waited up anyway. Back inside, the party surged on. My mom was cutting her cake, a towering thing with lavender frosting, and the crowd was singing, their voices a warm hum. Lila stood beside her, clapping, her eyes bright. But then she stepped forward, raising her glass, her voice cutting through the noise. I want to make a toast, she said, her tone commanding attention. The room quieted, all eyes on her. To Evelyn, she began, smiling at my mom, a woman who's taught me what it means to live boldly, to chase what you want, no matter the cost. Her words were smooth, polished, but they hit me like a punch. Chase what you want. My stomach twisted. Starting today, she continued, her voice steady, your $5,500 paycheck and all future ones will go to the family trust. A legacy for this incredible woman and her incredible son. The room erupted in applause, my mom's eyes glistening with tears. I should have felt proud, moved, something, but all I felt was dread. That $5,500, my latest freelance coding project. I hadn't told Leela about it, not yet. I'd planned to surprise her, to put it toward the house we were saving for. How did she know? I moved toward her, my heart pounding, the room blurring around me. Lila, I said, my voice low, as I reached her side. Can we talk? Her smile didn't waver, but her eyes flickered with something, fear, maybe, or defiance. Of course, honey, she said, too brightly, leading me to a quiet corner near the bar. The chatter of the party faded, leaving just the hum of my own pulse. How did you know about the paycheck? I asked, my voice steady despite the storm inside me. She blinked, her fingers tightening around her glass. What do you mean? You told me about it. No, I said, stepping closer, my voice dropping. I didn't. Her face froze, just for a moment, but it was enough, a crack in her perfect mask. Jake, you're being paranoid, she said, laughing lightly, but it was forced, brittle. You probably mentioned it in passing. I didn't, I said, my voice harder now. And you know it. She looked away, her jaw tightening, and in that moment, I knew. It wasn't just the paycheck. It was everything, the late nights, the locked phone, the perfume. My chest ached, like someone had carved out a piece of me and left it bleeding. Lila, I said, my voice breaking, what's going on? She opened her mouth, then closed it, her eyes darting to the crowd, as if searching for an escape. This isn't the place, she whispered. Then where is? I snapped, louder than I meant to. A few heads turned, but I didn't care. Tell me now. Her shoulders slumped, and for the first time, she looked small, fragile, like the woman I'd fallen in love with all those years ago. Jake, she said, her voice barely audible. I didn't want you to find out like this. Find out what? My voice was raw, desperate. I wanted her to deny it, to laugh and call me crazy, to make it all go away. I've been seeing someone, she said, the words slicing through me like a blade. For a few months, it's not serious, but not serious. I laughed, a bitter, broken sound. You're my wife, Lila, my wife. Tears welled in her eyes, but I couldn't feel sorry for her. Not now. I didn't mean for it to happen, she said, her voice shaking. It just did. And the money, I saw the deposit notification on your phone. I thought, if I put it toward the trust, it'd make things right somehow. Make things right, I echoed, my voice rising. You think throwing my money into a trust fixes this? Fixes you cheating? I'm sorry, she whispered, tears spilling down her cheeks. I love you, Jake, I do. I got lost. I wanted to scream, to shake her, to demand why. But all I could do was stand there, the weight of her betrayal crushing me. The party carried on behind us, oblivious, the laughter and music, a cruel contrast to the wreckage of my world. I turned away, my vision blurring, and walked back into the crowd. My mom caught my eye, her smile fading as she saw my face. She started toward me, but I shook my head, unable to face her. I needed air, space, anything to stop the pain clawing at my chest. Outside, I sank onto a bench, the cold stone grounding me. The stars were still there, indifferent, mocking. I thought of the life we'd planned, kids, a house, growing old together. All of it built on a lie. I didn't know if I could forgive her, if I even wanted to try. But I knew one thing, I couldn't go back inside. Couldn't face her, or the crowd, or the life we'd pretended to have. As I sat there, the door creaked open, and my mom stepped out, her shawl wrapped tight around her shoulders. She didn't say anything, just sat beside me, her presence steady, warm. You don't have to tell me, she said finally, her voice soft. But whatever it is, you're enough, Jake. You always have been. I broke then, the tears coming hard and fast, and she pulled me into her arms, like I was a kid again. The party's music drifted out, a faint echo of a life that no longer felt like mine. And as I sobbed into my mother's shoulder, I realized that starting over wasn't just her story tonight. It was mine now, too.